Rising food prices and rising tempers. Protesters in Egypt stand off with police, and an American journalism student, James Carbuck, is taking pictures of protests like this one earlier in the month. And that's when Egyptian police arrested him. He feared he would never be heard from again, so he used his cell phone to text one word to a blog post. He is now a free man. Joins us now live from Berkeley, California. James, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
James, we're going to share some of the photographs that you captured in Egypt while we talk about your story. And let's just give people some more background. You're 29 years old, a UC graduate student studying Middle Eastern affairs and journalism. You were over in Egypt working on your thesis. April 10th, you were covering a protest. What happened?
That's right. The problem, there have been such large civil unrest all over the country that the secondary problem now is that hundreds of people have been detained and family members don't know where their sons and husbands are. I was covering a small protest of mothers looking for information on their sons and their husbands, and at that point I was picked up by police. Several other journalists were detained for doing the same thing. I think it's become a very hot and sensitive issue for Egypt right now.
Now, James, while you were en route to the police station, you had the presence of mind to grab your cell phone and text one word to something called Twitter. Now, a lot of people may not even have heard of it until now, so help us understand how it helped you.
Sure. Twitter is a social networking site, which means if I post a short message to Twitter, anyone who chooses to follow me can get that message. So I had at the time about 30 friends following my Twitter. I sent that message to the Twitter site, and it reposted to all my friends. They were then able to call my embassy, call my school, and get things in motion to help me.
How instantaneous was this motion that you just referenced?
Seconds. I got replies within seconds.
Okay. Your translator, however, your friend who was with you at the time, was not so lucky. Tell us about him.
Well, part of being able to make an emergency call is having someone to call. I had the University of California, which helped me, and he doesn't have that network. We tried as much as we could while I was in country to get him out, and now I'm rallying people from here, using Twitter again, actually, to get information about him and to try to put pressure on the government to set him free.
Now, you're singing the praises of Twitter, twitter.com. I went online to learn more about it today. People may wonder, well, is he getting paid by Twitter? How well does he know this service?
I had never used Twitter before I was in Egypt, actually, because information is sort of limited there. Journalists and bloggers use it to let each other know what's going on during the day, like a wire service. So I just got on it when I was there, and it was the first time I'd ever used it. No, certainly don't work for Twitter.
Yeah, now you think he meaning your translator, really helped to save your life when you were covering the protests, and you're trying to do the very same. So tell us what you're doing exactly using Twitter to help free him.
Well, I wasn't that Twitter savvy, but some people who've seen the story started following me and offering to help. Apparently there are people who have thousands of followers on Twitter who are going to repost my messages and get word out to people to call the Egyptian consulate to ask about his whereabouts. We're going to contact local politicians, senators, anyone who might be able to put some pressure on the Egyptian government to release this man.
You know, let me ask you one other thing, though, because
Sure.
you had one pivotal word that you used when you sent that Twitter message, and that was arrested. And then you had one pivotal word that you used when you found out you were once again a free man.
Free.
Free. Just shows the power of this cutting-edge technology. I believe it's a company based out of San Francisco. What words are you using to try to free your friend and your translator?
Freedom of the press, justice. I mean, it's a sad day when we've got freedom for some and not all, and I think that as a journalist, he deserves it just as much as anyone. So I'm trying to keep that in the forefront of people's minds.
All right, and again, your work is online through your Flickr site. I must say, your work is very impressive.
Thanks.
And also, we wish you the best, and hopefully you will be able to have the same situation for your friend and your translator. Hopefully you'll be able to find out about his whereabouts and make sure that he's safe soon.
Great, thanks so much.
Okay, again, James Buck, UC Berkeley student, thank you so much.
A hassle-free trip through airports